Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Anybody know this song? Traditional song, right? Okay, I put some twist to it. So here we go. Follow along with me. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts like us? We sing a silly song and we have a great time. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Touch your left ear, then your right. Go outside and fly a kite. Oh no, it got stuck in the tree. We'll get it later. Arms up, here we go. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts like us? We sing a silly song and we make a funny face. Right, now make a funny face, go. Not bad, not bad. Only Matt, make a funny face, go. Pretty good. Nice arms, that's pretty good, excellent. Arms in the air. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Touch your nose and touch your chin. Drive a car, but don't begin. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts like us? We sing a silly song and we make a silly sound. Beautiful. Now, when I do this with kids, I usually say, okay, only the teachers make silly sounds. So only the official teachers make a silly sound, go. See, and then I usually say, years and years of experience. Beautiful. Excellent. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Wave your arms and wave your feet. Wiggle your elbows and wiggle your seat. Wave your arms and wave your feet. Wiggle your elbows and wiggle your seat. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts like us? We sing a silly song and we do a little dance. Have your shoulders begin to dance. Use your chin. Excellent. Now as the music changes, you decide how to dance to each new song. How do we dance to this? Let's see, shoulders going here. I'm looking to you for ideas right now. Use your elbows, your eyebrows. Another idea? Oh, I like that, sir. Excellent. All right, how about this? I'm just sharing ideas. There's no right or wrong way. You decide. In fact, I need to invite you all to stand up. Everybody stand up right now. Okay, we're back up. How do we dance to this? Ooh, nice twirls and teamwork over there. Use as much space as you would like to use. These chairs are in our way. All right, how about this? Dance low to the ground. And dance up. All right, who's got an idea? Show, oh, look at that, right there. I see this. Who's got another idea? Show us another, oh, let me see. We got a lot of this, another idea. Oh, more here. Excellent. One more idea. What's the last one? Oh, this guy. Excellent. Excellent. All right, here we go, arms in the air. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? We're gonna do one more little dance, one more silly sound, one more funny face. Put it all together. Arms in the air, wave them back and forth as fast as you can. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be nuts like us? We sing a silly song and we do a little dance. How fast can your feet go? Ooh, nice. Sing a silly song and we make a silly sound. Sing a silly song and we do, make a funny face. I almost forgot what to do. Sing a silly song and we have a great time. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be naughty? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be a little strange? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, a statue. There was once an audience frozen for 49 minutes. We can beat that record. Would not be a good use of our time right now, though. So, let go of your statues. Give yourselves a round of applause. Nicely done. Well done. All right, so I got to catch my breath. Whew. Great dancing, great moving. This is a fun group, I can tell. I'm thrilled to be here tonight. As you heard, my name is Kevin Kammeraad. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Here's a photograph of my wife and our kids. The light's kind of going, la, it's on the screen there. But here we are, a little more serious, just a little. My wife went to Grand Valley for special education, and we met at the Michigan Reading Association conference. And in fact, the first time we ever were in the same room at the same time was in this exact room at Fire Up Conference in the year 2000. All right, and then my son Carlos, my daughter Maria. Steph homeschools the kids. We work, travel, live, and that's our family. So The Tomato Collection is the first book that I wrote. While going to college, I went to Grand Valley to study film and video production. As a hobby, I started writing, which led to the book, which led to turning the poems into songs, which led to puppetry, which led to what I do now. There's about 50 musicians who helped to turn every poem into a song. I love working with other artists to collaborate on ideas, to see what we can create, what we can do. This book is called I Remember. These are all poems based on things that I remember from growing up. I grew up in Holland, Michigan. My wife and I together wrote a book of poetry all about Michigan, a curious glimpse of Michigan. We turned all of those poems into songs with about 40 musicians. And then over the years, different books and CDs where, like I said, I love to collaborate. So I was an artist on that book, illustrated that one, sang a little bit, did the reading of the book on the CD. 3 of us all did 4 songs on this CD. This book is called This Is a Square. I like to just pause at that point and see someone kind of grumble a little bit or say, it's a rectangle. But 2 of us, Bill Kenner and I, created this together. And it's a book about how we think, how we look at things. There's a lot of possibilities. Monkeys Go Marching, and Jim Tricks here moved to the music. Been doing a lot of physical literacy, physical movements on that DVD and different things. And then Can You Think It, Can You Dream It, the newest thing. Very open-ended creativity workbook. I've been really trying to go in the direction of the audience, the kids, lead the concepts of what we're doing. And we're going to do a lot of that in this program here. So I do a lot of things with puppetry. That's me as a puppet. Pamela Groom is the puppet builder in Grand Rapids who made that. I was thrilled with what she did. Some of the other puppets here, the Cooperfly Puppet Troupe, is what we say. Justin Hobman and I together are the Cooperfly Puppet Troupe. We love to perform festivals, schools, libraries, street performance, different things. But we're going to get right into another song to keep things rolling. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to ask those questions. And I want to mention this real quickly. Officially, I went to Grand Valley for film and video production. Started writing as a hobby, and it just kind of unfolded. This presentation, incorporating or using performing arts, the importance of performing arts in elementary school, I don't really officially have a performance arts background. Film and video, started writing, started drawing. One thing led to another. And I want to point that out because in the classrooms, as you're teaching, chances are you don't have a background in performing arts officially. The idea of this presentation is to continue thoughts and ideas and possibilities of how you can be a performer, think like a performer, add ideas, concepts, and a lot of times, sadly, so many schools, they're cutting the performance arts, right? Music, art, different things, and what you can do through the curriculum, through ideas, through transitional moments, incorporate performing arts. So, up and down frowns. This is from The Tomato Collection. You're going to meet Jacob here in a moment. And he's going to sing this poem. In fact, this is the first poem that I wrote out of any poem in this book. And I need to teach you some sign language to some of the words. You ready? It goes like this. The thoughts in my mind, so tap your forehead. The thoughts in my mind go up and down. They do, they do, they do. The word do sort of looks like you're playing the piano. Not sure what to do. Now this, by the way, is not official sign language. But it basically means, I don't know. Not sure what to do, I'm left with a frown. Boo-hoo, 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 like there are tears. I say to myself, so pretend that words are rolling out of your mouth. I say to myself, it's a real bad day. Pretend like the sun is setting. But only if I choose, so pretend that you're choosing something out of your hand. But only if I choose to make it that way. The word way, make W's, push your hands away. All right, so that's one part of what we're going to do for this song. You're going to see a video on the screen to follow along. Now on the chorus, we're going to do another thing. We're going to split you up into 2 groups. This half over here, When you hear up and down frowns, your job is to stand up, put your arms up high in the air, and then sit back down. This side of the room, same thing. You'll hear up and down frowns. Same word, sung a little different. So let's practice. Arms up high, and then we sit back down. Ready? Here we go. Up and down frowns, up and down frowns. And you got down. It's quick. It's quick. So the poem, the chorus, the sign language on the poem, the up and down backwards part on the chorus there. So anyways, let's get Jacob out here. Jacob, we are ready to sing Up and Down Frowns. I've been talking too long and talking about what to do. We just need to get to this. You look very nice. Jacob, you look good. Jacob, I'm all set. Good? Good. All right. You sing for this group. I'll sing for this group. Why don't you point to each group so they know exactly when to stand? All right, you ready? Here we go. In a moment, you'll see it on the screen. Here it comes. You ready, Jacob? Yes, you can. Yes, that's good. Here we go.
Up and down frown.
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 The thoughts in my mind go up and down. They do.
They do?
They do. Not sure what to do. I'm left with a frown. Boo-hoo. 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 I say to myself, it's a real bad day, but only if I choose to make it that way. Up and down frown.
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 Up and down frowns. Now, instead of going back and forth like we've been going, no more pattern. Watch only for Jacob to point to your group.
The thoughts in my mind go up and down. They do.
They do?
They do. Not sure what to do. I'm left with a frown. Boo-hoo. 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 I say to myself, it's a real bad day, but only if I choose to make it that way. Up and down frown.
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 Okay, what we're gonna do now, people, is turn everything around. Turn that frown upside down. Sometimes it's fun to do something backwards. So we're gonna take the chorus and we're gonna sing it backwards, okay? Instead of up and down frowns, it's gonna be this. Snorf wadde poo.
Snorf toward the poo.
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 Up and down frown.
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 Up and down frowns. Yeah!
Give yourselves a round of applause. Whew. Nicely done. So, up and down frowns, the backwards part, the goofiness, the sign language. I want to talk about some of these concepts. So, Jacob, thanks for being here. Would you like to do a trick? You asked me before the song. Yes, you may do that trick right now. Here we go. On the count of 3, Jacob will do a little trick with his feet. By the way, do those feet taste good? So, would you like me to count to 3 quickly? 1, 2, 2.5. You no longer look prepared. I will help you get prepared again. I will say 3. I promise. I promise. Here we go. Jacob, we got to do this. Ready? I promise. 3. Ta-da! I think we built up too much anticipation there, Jacob. But, all right, you'll be back later? All right. Everybody wave goodbye to Jacob. Jacob will be back later on. So there is a handout available. Some of you may have it. If you don't have it, there's extra copies, or there's more that can be made, I know, on the fly. Oh, you didn't pass them out yet? They're coming out right now. It's an outline, the concepts, the things that I'm talking about. So these are kind of the bullet points that hopefully you then add some notes and thoughts and specific details, but it's so that way later on tomorrow, next week, you can look at it and go, oh yeah, that idea, that concept. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is simply leading movements, motions, and games with students. It's one of the simple, fast, quick, and easy ways to say, all right, we need some more performance, we need music, we need art. Find some songs where you can have lots of fun. How many of you are already using lots of music with your students? Chances are some of you are. Oh, there's not enough hands. They should have lots of hands up there. Hopefully after this presentation, there'll be lots of hands for music and puppets. All right, so here's some ways, though, some concepts, some things to do to use music. We did Ain't It Great to Be Crazy. It was fun, it was goofy, it was just coming up with some movements, the idea of leading the audience, leading the kids, the classroom, the environment, making it fun with up and down frowns. We did the little chorus, right? Now, Jacob and I, we could have simply sung the song, and you could have watched us, and that'd be fine. But doing the back and forth game, right? We're going back and forth, and you have to watch, and you're like, whoa, where's this going? It's a game. It's fun. The kids are having fun using music. So incorporating games, movements, sign language. We did sign language to the chorus. The thoughts in my mind go up and down. So at the bottom of this handout that you're getting, there are 3 websites for sign language browsers. And I'm so excited that you're here today doing a sign language of the program. And so what we do is not specifically translate. We simply come up with some keywords and then kind of base the movements on that. Older kids love it because it's language. It's, wow, what is this? We got to think about this and process this. It's, detailed. It's dance. It's movement. It's a language. It's cool. So using those websites are what I would recommend you use. And think of, and there's other ones you can use too, but to say, okay, here's a song. What are the words, the keywords that we can do, and how does it flow? How fast do the words go? What are the movements? And then to say, okay, this word, that movement's too detailed. What's another word that's similar that can still convey the idea, but don't feel you have to have the exact word? And with sign language, there's different ways of doing it based on the different types of sign languages. So kind of get a general sense of, okay, what are some ideas? What are some possibilities? And you could also just say, we're doing movements based on sign language. It doesn't have to be exact. With everything, here's the thing I want to say real quick too. With everything, it comes down to having fun. My hope today is to have fun and be a little goofy and silly and entertain you at times with the thought of it's just fun. So sign language as a starting point, where you go from there. Now, there's a lot of songs already out there that you can find and listen to, and you know exactly what to do because the songs tell you what to do. So to find those types of songs, maybe you've already got songs you're already using, but I'm just going to play some music right now, and I want you to come up with the movements of how to bring it to life. Let the music more or less decide for you. So listen to the words and just go to it. What do we do?
Clapping hands 1 and 2, clapping hands 1 and 2. But if one hand is covered with glue,
Said one hand is covered in glue.
you stick to the glue, my darling.
Oh, I like that. We got to go back and forth here.
Stick to the glue.
Another idea could be, how do we get this unglued?
Stick to the glue, stick to the glue, my darling.
All right, now it creates a pattern that's going to continue. We're stamping our feet. So we stamp our feet. But the idea is that the song, we know what to do because the music's more or less telling us. Who knows who Jim Gill is? If you don't know Jim Gill, and especially if you're working with ages like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you got to know Jim Gill. Also on this handout, anytime I mention some artists, some musicians, I've got their websites at the bottom. I'm going to be telling you about independent people you won't find necessarily on, big corporate crazy stuff. But Jim Gill, if you're looking for songs that you just know what to do with, check out Jim Gill. He's from Chicago. Okay, how about this song?
Dance like you got ants in your pants. Dance
What do we
like
do for
you
the
got
movement?
ants in your pants. Dance
See
like
this?
you got ants in your pants. Now stomp and spray some ant spray.
All natural water and lime juice.
Dance like you've got bees on your knees.
Bees
Dance
on our
like you've
knees.
got bees on
If
your
you need to
knees.
stand up to
Dance
do
like
this, that's
you've
all
got
right. Don't
bees
worry.
on your
All
knees.
right.
Now stomp and spray some bee spray.
All right, Eric Herman, he's awesome. Check him out. He's got tons of YouTube independent videos that he does. All right, Lori Berkner. Who knows Lori Berkner?
Fish were sleeping
All right, Becky knows everybody.
in the
That's good.
bottom
Okay.
of
We're a little fish on the bottom of the rock in the ocean.
They
Bless you.
lifted up their heads and they shook out their tails.
What do we do?
And they said, let's go swimming, let's go swimming, let's go swimming. Yeah,
Nice.
let's go
So now this
swimming,
song goes to a
let's
whole
go.
pattern. It goes away from the rock and it comes back and it goes away from. And the more you hear certain songs, the more you realize what to do, or just let the kids decide. So I think one of the fastest, easy ways to right away incorporate arts and performance arts and whatnot, finding songs where you have fun, you be silly, you let loose. All right, that's my spiel on that. Okay, let's do this. Ready? Everybody stand up. Songs that lead movement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap your hands with me 4 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Stomp your feet 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arms up, jump in a circle, or stand in place if you don't want to fall over your seats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, we got a little mix of each. Good. Spread out your feet, bend your knees, drop your arms and shoulders, and we sing, now it's time to shake the floor. Ready? Now it's time to shake the floor. Let's put it all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's time to shake the floor. Who's got the next dance move idea? Show us, tell us, holler it out. This guy's got this one. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That work? Here we go. Ready? We do that before we shake the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's time to shake the floor. All right, it's fun to say to the kids, all right, we're going to do 100 of these. Ready? And then I've never actually done it, but I challenge you. See how many you can get the kids to do. Who's got one more? Jump. What does it look like? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, ready? Sometimes we change this to the 8x8. Let's celebrate. But we'll stick with the 4x4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's time to shake the floor. Nice job. You can take a seat. But just finding songs where it directs the movement. All right, rhythm movements with any song. Coming up with a rhythm. So I brought along some shakers. All right? I'm going to be throwing some stuff at you. Are you ready? First, the guy right there with the arms folded. Good, good. All right, ready? Becky. All right, woo. All right. This is just to make sure everyone's fully Oh, nice. You didn't even know that was, she was just like, woo. This is just to make sure everyone is fully ready. Okay, let's go over there. Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, in the back. Okay, these are shaker eggs. So far, we're like 6 for 6. Everybody's caught them. Way in the back. Oh, I jinxed myself by saying that. All right, last one. Ready? Okay, this is a little tambourine, shaker, feathers, staples. All right, now if you don't have a shaker, pull out some keys. Pull out something that's going to make some noise. I want to play some music. I want you to find a rhythm. Are you ready? Just find the rhythm. Or if you want to even just use your hands, head, foot.
Hey, little cat and the little cow jumped over the moon. The little boy laughed to see such a sight, and the dish ran away with his.
Okay, now I want you to take your shaker, and I want you to go from left to right. Ready?
The goose with the fiddle asked his new friend a riddle. What's black, what's white, and brown too? Don't know, said the cow. I give up.
All right,
Tell me
now,
And the
right
laugh,
behind
silly
your
cow,
back
I
and
hate
forward.
you. Oh, the laugh, silly cow, I hate you.
Nice. Now we're in C,
Cow
we'll
was
try
out
it under your
grazing
feet.
when just then amazing. She suddenly leaped to the moon. But she comes with such might, she went past it that night. I don't
He's
think
not
she'll
messing
be
around
coming
back there. He's got a water bottle
I don't
flying.
think
Okay,
she'll
who's got an
be
idea
coming
how we try this? Show us another way to do this.
The boy was really like
Throw
running
it.
and squealing cows don't
That's hard to do with this. Can you shake? Can you find the rhythm of the air?
That she traveled a lot. The cow only made it to Mars. Oh, the cow only made it to Mars.
All right, so you got the idea. Now the point is not that it has to be on rhythm. You're not trying to say, you must follow this rhythm. It's having fun. It's hearing the rhythm. It's developing that rhythm. Okay, making shakers, inexpensive. Just Easter eggs, filling it with stuff. Okay, now, I threw this at you. All at the same time, throw it in the bucket. Ready? Everyone's scared to do it. Thank you. Ready? All right. All right, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I got three. Yeah, with the spotlights and all. Is that it? Okay, except for the ones I missed. All right, excellent. So you can buy, of course, fancy instruments. You can make them, or you don't need them. You just, it's that rhythm, having fun. And then, again, any song. It's just, is it slow? Is it fast? It's feeling it. It's hearing it. It's connecting to it. All right. Already said that. Don't worry about staying on the beat. I once heard someone who said when they were a kid, they were taught, there's a song that they were doing, and the teacher was just, you're wrong, you're off, it's not perfect. And she's like, I'm sorry. And it made her not like music. And so we want kids to love music, to love fun, the performance arts. So just having fun. All right, I get a little excited at times, so I'll slow down. Cross the midline. Who's familiar with crossing the midline? All right, if you're not sure what crossing the midline is, here's what it means. A line in the center of your body, and you cross from one side to the other. So half of the part of this side is crossing over to the other side. You are crossing the midline. If you don't know what crossing the midline does, take a guess. Anyone have a guess what it means or what it does? If you don't know what it means, what do you think it's going to do? What is it? Build your core. What other thoughts could it be? And that's great. I love it. Yes. Left and right brain they're communicating, they're thinking. So core, brain, body, basically building stronger, healthy bodies, crossing the midline. So as we've been doing things with rhythm, right? We're going back and forth. We're using the arts. We're using music. We're using homemade instruments. We're building stronger brains. The 4x4 shake the floor, just kind of getting those arms moving back and forth. Now, there's a whole bunch of research. You can find the research. Just Google crossing the midline. Bunch of books. What I do is just think of it as, okay, if we're crossing the midline, we're building stronger brains. That's enough information for me to know, let's cross the midline. So that's my spiel on crossing the midline. All right. Another thing with music is a freeze game. Anybody play freeze games? Right? Music? All right. So we do this in a couple different ways. Sometimes we have a little puppet, and we have music, and it's playing, and there's music, and the puppet says, Louise! And we have to wait till the music starts again, and we're dancing to the music, another song. So you could have a CD player, an iPod, or just live music. If you play an instrument, and then we're dancing, Louise! And you got to stop and freeze however you're positioned. I did the same idea with a cymbal. This is my homemade gong. It was at a garage sale. I got a cymbal, a rope. Doesn't sound as good that way, so we decided, okay, let's go this way. But same idea, right? We've got music, any music you got, you're dancing to music, we have a certain theme or focus, and then it's just, we freeze. And so maybe you're in charge of that freezing, or maybe the kids are in charge, or you take turns. But the idea is just having fun music, and it's that body control. Wait, stop, move, and then back into it. So, freeze games. All right, so that's my spiel on music. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? All right, how many people use puppets? How many people think puppets are creepy? Fair enough. All right. I want to share some thoughts on puppets, performing with puppets. Now, Jacob is the first puppet that I started performing with. Not this actual build of a puppet. This is Jacob 2.0 in technological terms. And, you don't like that idea? All right. So it was rebuilt. But the concept, the character, is that the puppet lip syncs to music. Jacob, there's no music. I know. We use the computer, and I have a little foot pedal that I, for performances, like to be able to play the track with my foot pedal. But you lip sync to it. So we're not singing a song right now. I was talking about puppets and performing. Yes, you may do a trick before you go. All right, so how I started with puppetry is Jacob, but a different puppet. It was made by a puppet maker in Holland, where I lived, and basically it was, hey, I'm making this book. You make puppets. Could I hire you to make a puppet? She made the puppet. I didn't know what to do with it. We were making the music for the CD at the same time, and Andy Holtgreave, who went to Aquinas, actually, by the way, years ago, Domestic Problems is his band, he made with the first song, and it worked. We realized, wait a minute, this puppet can lip sync to your voice. It matches, it works. So it just kind of unfolded. I did not set out or necessarily even get trained or taught puppetry. It was just, got some music, I got a puppet, what do we do? And so slowly but surely, the idea was lip syncing to music, and for years, that's what I did. Jacob and I, poems, songs, talking about writing, going to schools, lip syncing music. So here's a couple thoughts on puppets in this format. A lot of it is the eyes and where they're looking. Remember, some people think puppets are creepy. Please hold on. Now, if the puppet's looking in a different direction, the puppet's looking in a different direction. What do you see? The ceiling? Anything about it? Well, you were looking there. I know, but the idea is that we look at each other and we look at the kids, and just that simple technique or that simple concept or just awareness makes a big difference. And a big thing with puppets is to have fun, and I'm going to say this over and over through the whole show, the whole program, is to have fun. If you're having fun, you look at over here. If you're having fun, the kids have fun, of all ages. A lot of times people think puppets are for the little kids. Any age, all ages, it's having fun. And so Jacob does a lot of whispering. Yes, you can do your trick. I told you can do your trick. And if I'm talking, to the audience, to the kids, and I realize, where am I going with this? You can always, stop. Basically, it unfolds for you. The more you work with a puppet, the more you're going to feel comfortable with it, the more you'll develop what you want to do. So that's it for you, Jacob. I got a lot of other puppets I want to talk about and show. So you ready to do your trick? All right. And it's just kind of unfolded where Jacob does tricks. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Not bad. Not bad. All right, see you later, Jacob. I want to share more practical ways. The first puppet I had made of Jacob worked, and then I, found a puppet maker to, invest more money in the idea. But you don't have to invest a lot of money. So this guy right here, this is a puppet made by a company called Melissa and Doug. Folk Mantis. Those are kind of the two big kind of puppet companies that I'm aware of that have lots of simple, affordable, tangibly ready puppets. Now what we did with those, we took his construction helmet off, and we took his little construction uniform off, and it was left with this t-shirt here and this little hat. So the idea was to customize it a little bit, and we used this actually for a specific project. He had a little scarf at the time too. But we got this puppet, $30, and say you got a song, and you go get a puppet, or you might already have a puppet. They think, wait, that puppet in this song. So let's say you have a song by Roger Day, and anybody know Roger Day? He's awesome. He's from Tennessee. And so this little puppet is now going to perform, say, the songs you already have, such as Roger Day.
I got hands to throw my baseball, hands to ride my bike, hands to wave hello to the people I like. I got hands to catch the telephone, hands to check the mail, hands to row my boat when there's a hole in my sail. I got a hand on my left, I got a hand on my right, I gotta hand it to me, my hands are all right. I got hands to hold the hammer, hands.
You're trying to do that guy's move, right? He's trying to do your move, sir. I won't pick any of the whole show. Anyways, so $30, and a little customization, or just leaving it as it is off the rack in the songs you have, or I'm going to talk later about finding more music. Here's another idea, sock puppets. All right, socks, right? Very simple. I got this sock, and this is what's called the peeper, little googly eyes, people eyes. The best ones, though, are peepers. Hobie Ford is a puppeteer, North Carolina, created these, manufactures them in North Carolina, and we order them directly from his company. And anyways, the peepers with socks. Here we go. They're going to sing one of our songs from our book, A Curious Comes to Michigan. Here we go.
White pine, white pine, white pine, white pine, white pine, airline, white pine, sunshine, white pine, valentine, white pine, porcupine, white pine, state tree, white pine, state tree, white pine, state tree, white pine.
That's the end of the song. Usually when we perform that song, I'll usually say, all right, some of our songs are a little short, a little strange, but in context, randomly, that's white pine. Okay, another puppet. Let me show you. Oh, no. Let me show you something else first. Peepers. I want to go a little farther with peepers. This right here, the Meyer Gardens was that recently with some ideas of how they wanted to incorporate puppetry. So we got this little sock. We got these eyes. We got these little antenna. The butterfly exhibit, right? So whatever your curriculum is, whatever you're saying, okay, we want to have puppets connect to this or that, you can make things pretty simple, pretty fun, and pretty, all right, so here's this. And then the wings I bought at, I think, Once Upon a Child, and different ones you can buy. And I'm not going to put them on let's figure this out. I think I put it around here. Yeah. And then put this. Oh, actually, it'll stay. Look at that. Okay. So, hey, how's it going? I did not expect that voice. Yep. And so basically, you've got your butterfly, you've got your whatever you're trying to connect it to, and it was very cheap. Yep. That's all you're going to say? Yep. All right, let me show you this. This is one of my favorite new things to do. Justin and I mentioned the Cooperfly Puppet Troupe. This is one of the newest things. Well, actually, we started it last fall, but we kind of revisited it again. All right, I'll have them right here. All right, you see them? This is Critter, And Critter, he doesn't speak. Sometimes we'll have it where Justin will be the puppeteer, and I'll be the person kind of talking to the puppet, interacting with the kids. But does anybody have a question for Critter? Because he answers yes or no questions. That's how he communicates. So any questions? Anything you want to ask him? Critter, are you having a good day? He's having a good day. Critter, are you hungry? No? Oh. Who's got a question? Just holler it out. Oh, are the lights bright? That one especially? Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you what. I'll do this. Is that better? Okay. A couple more questions. You guys are thinking way too hard. Oh, is it gonna snow again? One more.
Will the Lions win the Super Bowl?
Are you doing like a reenactment of the game? And so the thing I want to share with the PEEPERS, though, in this idea, as a performer, I don't have to say anything, really. And once you set that context for the kids, yes or no, it's incredible what they come up with and where it goes. And especially something like this, as a puppet, when you first start using puppets more, because everyone, I'm assuming, is going to use puppets more, it not being the voice, you can do a lot really quickly. And it's fascinating. We sometimes will be in a puppet theater where you don't see us as humans at all, just a puppet, little sign, ask a yes or no question. People come up, they look, what? And then they have to figure out, how do you ask a yes or no question? And someone will say, what's your name? That's not a yes or no question. And then they're having this whole conversation, and you're just kind of waiting for the question. And then finally, so it's just fascinating how people respond to it. So, PEEPERS. Okay. This guy next. This is a puppet that I got at a store randomly one day. They had a sale on a bunch of stuff. I was like, hey, that guy's pretty fun. So what I did, though, was I took a hanger and cut just cut his arms open, put the hanger in each side, sewed it back up, and that allowed for his arms to move. They're all twisted. Okay, here we go. So this little guy is going to sing a little song for you.
Here's a lovely song about my favorite food. Lima, lentil, soy, and pinto, navy, northern, and garbanzo kidney.
You get the idea. Now I could go on like for the whole show with that right there, but that's all. So just simple puppet, adding a little twist to it, and seeing where you go. Okay, so now that brings me to this guy. This is a puppet little window. We call it the puppet window. It's the start of the puppet theater where we have poles and fabric and we're hidden behind here. We have an outdoor one too. But let me show you Ollie Winston making a puppet out of stuff. All right, so it's a glove. And I put the glove on here, put the sock on here, and here we go. Hello. Well, hello. Fantastic. I get to be in the show today. My name is Ollie Winston. Knock, knock. I just told you. It's me, Ollie Winston. All right. Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, sing, loo-loo-loo. Simon says, stand up. Simon says, sit down. Simon says, touch your nose, touch your feet. Oh, only follow the directions if I say Simon says. Round two. Simon says, give yourselves a round of applause. Yes, we could play Simon Says all day, but let's see how to go. I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to make my arms and legs disappear. 1, 2, 3, ta-da! Thank you. All right. It's time to sing a song. Are you ready? Sing with me. Twinkle, twinkle, little frog, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a pancake in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little frog, how I parrots in here. Arr, arr. Oh, that's the end of the song. Arr. Thanks, give yourselves a round of applause. All right, Dodge, well, I'll see you later. So, Ollie Winston. Now, all the puppets I've been doing so far have been lip syncing, right? This is now me, not as a ventriloquist, but as a puppeteer. I'm standing back there. Doesn't matter. Kids are not worried about the details. Again, it all goes back to if you're having fun. If you're having fun, it works. And so I went on for a little while there because it's fun. I love doing it. And like I said, I want to try to just entertain you for part of this. But I also hope that you are thinking about the ways you can use puppets. And when you're the voice, suddenly anything's possible. You know, with Jacob, with lip syncing, basically, you know, you become stuck to that song. You know, the song starts and it goes, and it's like, oh, if something changes, if, you know, like that song's going, that voice is going to keep going, you know. And again, it doesn't ultimately matter too much, the details, but when you're the voice and you can interact, you can have fun, you know, singing that song. When I sing Twinkle Twinkle incorrectly, kids let me know. Especially if that's the context of how you're trying to present it. Like, no, it's not a frog, it's a... And so you are intentionally, you know, creating this, wait a minute, this disconnect, and then they start teaching the puppet, or depending on, again, where you want to go with it. So, bucket, part of a bathroom doorknob, a wheel that fell off my son's truck, Chinese checkerboard, a bungee cord. There's a hook right here so that it hangs on here. And that was just by design, or as we were working on it, just realizing, wait a minute, this thing's way too heavy. Wait, okay, problem solving. What do we do? What do we change? Originally, the puppet was going to have arms and legs, but realized he doesn't really need them. And then that became material. Oh, it's a joke. I'm going to make my arms and legs disappear. So it's just letting it unfold one step at a time, one day at a time. You know, when you first start using a puppet with kids, that's that day, but then it suddenly becomes something you didn't even plan for. So let me show you this guy. His name is Brico. I might have too much fun here with puppets, but that's what I'm trying to do. Here's some more sock puppets. That's Bill William. He plays Freeze Louise a lot. Now this idea is still a work in progress, but here's how we're trying to do this. The idea of the puppets in this bag, and the idea has been done before in many different ways, but we're trying to figure out, okay, in addition to being in a puppet theater, or just right next to me, this puppet doesn't have any legs specifically, so the idea of this. All right, we got him on. There he is. All right, Rico, are you ready? Hello. Okay. I didn't get a chance to comb my hair. But I love to play a game I call Befuddle Brico. Would you like to play? Okay. All I need you to do is think of a word, say the word out loud, and I'll take it from there. Anybody have a word? Fun word, silly word, strange word you just learned in school recently? Cheeseburger! 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 Bugburger! Cheeseburger! Steve Martin. Next word, please. What was it? Sheep. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 54 bags full. Business has been good. One last word. Butterfly? Butterfly. How much butter could a butterfly fly? If a butterfly could fly butter, as much butter as a butterfly could, if a butterfly could fly butter. Do you know that woodchuck thing? Yep. Well, thanks for playing Befuddle Brico. Bye-bye. So, I'm not a ventriloquist. I've been trying to learn a little bit, but I don't necessarily worry about it or feel it has to be done. And it's just, again, it's fun. It's having fun. And it's being vulnerable. It's being in the moment. It's being, all right, where's this going to go? What's it going to be? How are the kids going to connect to this? What direction are the kids going to go with it? So, all right, that's Rico. Let me show you a couple other things. Oh, there he is again, a close-up. I made him at a puppet workshop. And so it was very much of a pattern of, kind of this is the shape, the size, this, that. There's some more ideas with peepers, the idea of the puppet of me with the peepers on the hand there. And here's my summary to puppets, all right? Lip sync to music, right? So you got puppets lip syncing to music, where you go with that. But it doesn't have to be that, or how does it say? It does say different puppet for each voice. Yeah, so you've got a certain song or a certain musician, figure out who's the puppet for that character, that voice. Or, say you've got one puppet, don't feel it has to always match. It could be, all right, we've got this song, and you love Garth Brooks or whoever it is you love, and you say, all right, this puppet's going to do a Garth Brooks impersonation, and you go with it. Again, it's just having fun. Whatever works, and you'll figure out what works and what doesn't. So you'll be doing something, and you realize, whew, that's just not going anywhere. But it's part of the process. Making mistakes, failing, feeling awkward is part of the process until you finally realize or figure out, like, oh, this really works. Or that's who this puppet is. With puppeteering, too, a lot of it is really letting the puppet tell you what's going to happen. And sure, you could say, it's crazy, it's weird, it's, a split personality. What is it? I don't know. But, just letting it unfold. Making simple puppets. Sometimes the puppet needs to be incredibly simple. This is simply, a glove, right? My son drew a picture of. That's me. But the idea, especially, depending on the student, if you want the students to be doing some puppeteering, it's very simple in the sense of, hands and waves, and even if it's not even detailed, it's just a glove. It's just, I've got this on, and it's up, and it's down, and where'd the puppets go? Puppets, where'd you go? And have them come back. So it doesn't need to be complicated. You can buy puppets, of course, but more so, making them, having fun, and not taking yourself too seriously. So I asked at the start, how many people use puppets? How many people might use puppets with their kids? Yeah. How many people still think puppets are creepy? Same few people. All right, that's fair. I understand. All right, moving on. How many people can sing? I did not ask who can sing well. How many people can make noise? La. Right? We can make noise. All right. No, and I shouldn't say that. There always are exceptions and situations and details. But right now I want to talk about if you can sing, sing. And don't worry about, again, the details, the whatever. So let's sing some songs. Are you ready? Everybody stand up. I just love the way everyone's like, not again. All right. Matt's been up there the whole time. He's like jumping high, too. All right, so here we go. Are you ready? The monkeys go marching one by one. Ooh, ah! Ooh, ah! The monkeys go marching one by one. Ooh, ah! Ooh, ah! The monkeys go marching one by one. The little ones stop to say, we've just begun. Put your hands like this and say with me, we've just begun. And they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The monkeys go marching two by two. Ooh, ah! Ooh, ah! The monkeys go marching two by two. Ooh, ah! Ooh, ah! The monkeys go marching two by two. The little ones stop to sneeze. Ha, 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 phew. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you all. And they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. All right, who has an idea for what animal we should be? Llamas? Okay, so llamas, how are the llamas going to move? Okay, what do we call that? Because we were saying monkeys marching. The llamas are going to, pretend to be ostriches? What should we call this? The llamas go marching. No, the llamas go... Lumbering. What? Lumbering. I like it. Ready? Here we go. The llamas go lumbering. What number again? 3 by 3. What's a llama say? Is that true? The llamas go lumbering 3 by 3. The llamas go lumbering 3 by 3. The little one stops to drink some tea. And they all go lumbering down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. So we could keep going on for a long time. How about this? Can you point your finger at your nose? I love these big buttons. Can you point your finger at your nose? Can you show everybody where the bad smells go? Hey, you. Can you point your finger at your nose? And can you point it to the left? Can you point it to the right? Can you point it in a circle when you're spinning out of sight? Can you point it at the ceiling? Can you point it at the floor? Can you point it to your pointy little finger gets sore? Ouch! Can you point your finger at your toe? Can you point your finger at your toe? Can you show me where it is because I don't know? Is this right? That's my shoe. Thank you. Yeah, P.U. Can you point your finger at your toe? Thank you. And can you point it to the left? Can you point it to the right? Can you point it in a circle when you're spinning out of sight? Can you point it at the ceiling? Can you point it at the floor? Can you point it to your pointy little finger gets sore? All right, let's do this. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mama will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mama will say. Who has an idea for what animal she put in the song? I heard bear, worm. Did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Did you ever see a worm doing the squirm next to the llama lumbering? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for helping out. You may take a seat. But the songs, just singing, right? We did the 4x4 Shake the Floor earlier, and the movement I was focusing on for that. But to just sing, there's a freedom to it and a funness. Is funness a word? A funness to it. I like to say funnest. Fun. I'm thinking way too hard right now. I'll just move on. But the idea, let me put it this way. I started for years with Jacob, with a puppet, lip-syncing to the music. And I just told you, use puppets. Maybe they lip-sync to music, this, that. But in some ways, too, it all depends on the situation, and ultimately, it's the combination of everything. So no puppets, no stuff, no technology. Because with Jacob, for years, I had to have a sound system. I had to have speakers. I had to have music to play to use that puppet, really. But to just say, we don't need anything, we're just going to march. We're going to sing. We're going to have fun. I personally have been having some of the most fun with these ideas versus lugging stuff around, setting it up. It's still fun, and it's for what it is. But my point is, if I have a point, am I rambling and scattered? Just sing. And here's an example. A teacher said at a program just like this, we did the 4x4 Shake the Floor, and she sent me an email the week later and said, so at our bus every day, the kids line up and they go to the bus and they're just waiting and they're kind of pushing and fighting. They don't really have anything to do. So I went out there and I just said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and she started doing the 4x4 Shake the Floor. And she said for 15 minutes, we had fun, singing, dancing, moving, crossing the midline, being healthy. And they got on the bus and she said, we don't need anything. It was just there, just singing. So my point is to just sing, not worry about being in tune. There's times when I get awfully out of tune and it's painful and what was that? In fact, when we made the CD, The Monkeys Go Marching, which is what those songs are from, the idea was, these are just a cappella. We're just singing them. So I thought, should we just record it that way, just singing, nothing else? But we decided, well, let's have a little bit of music, maybe a guitar and some, maybe some drums and other, but kids and live audience. So we recorded it at the Children's Museum. And as we're singing this, or Stacy, the guitar player, he and I we rehearsed once or twice. And I've been doing Down by the Bay a cappella for a while. So as we're doing it now with the guitar, it was, down by the bay, what are you doing, that guitar? Down by the bay. It was pretty painful, so we got through it, and even though on the recording itself, it's like, oh, that's, you guys are we're messing up on this thing, we're not in tune. But that was the point, was just, it's fun. So, that's my spiel on singing. Almost my spiel, a little bit more. To use these as transitional, recurring instances, like the bus, we're waiting to get on the bus, let's just sing. The most classic thing you're probably thinking of as a transitional moment is, clean up, clean up. What's so cool is he just sang that in a round. I don't know if you noticed that, but That was cool. But the point is, it's a song. It's it's an example of what I'm talking about. Just like, okay, sing, transition, movements. What are we doing? It leads, it creates instruction or process. We know, or the kids know, when this starts, when it finishes, this is the process. Now, you could do it a cappella, or you could do it just with music. You just have a song ready to play, that you play that song, and you know that song indicates, it's time to go to circle time, it's time to go to lunch, it's recess, it's this, it's that. Whatever the situation is, have the music, the performance, whether it's live, whether it's recorded, a combination, transitional stuff. All right, that's my spiel on singing. So, how many people can sing? I love just taking little surveys and cool. Doesn't make sense. How many people think singing's creepy? It doesn't really apply to. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, pairing songs and books. Moving on to another concept. Okay, ready? Here's a song. And here's some books. Lori Berkner I mentioned earlier.
I'm gonna drive my car. Yeah, I'm gonna drive my car. And the wheels turn fast. And I'm gonna drive my car.
Okay, now that song in this book, they don't know anything about each other. Lori Berkner made that song. Byron Barton made this book, but the point is to match them, to find them, to say, okay, we got this book, I've been doing this book with the kids, what are some car songs? Let's create these connections, let's create more styles of performance, let's start more elements, of things. Can we put puppets with the book, with the music, create and develop your own concepts, putting things together. Okay, this song.
There's a hole in the ground and I want to be a worker.
So say you've got the song, find the book, you got the book, find the song. And not that I'm saying these specific things, but just the concepts, matching things up. All right, so say you have this book, Bubblegum, Bubblegum, by Lisa Wheeler. Anyone know the song? My icky, sticky, bubblegum, bubblegum, bubblegum. My icky, sticky, bubblegum makes my hand stick to my knees. You're stuck to my knees. So you continue. Now we did the stick to my glue, the Jim Gill song earlier. Maybe you use the song and the book and this. The more you can just combine, put together, and just have fun with it, creating all these connections. And all that leads me to this. How many people go to the library and check out books and CDs? For your students, for yourself, for a combination? That's a lot of hands being raised, and that's beautiful because I gotta say, the puppet hands being raised and the singing hand, that wasn't so good, but it's better. But usually when I ask that question, sadly, it's not as many hands being raised, so I love to see all those hands. But how many things do you check out? Just a few or like 100? Stacks in the back. Excellent, a stack, a bunch of them. We underutilize the library, I think, tremendously. Can you imagine if the whole world worked like the library? Oh, I need a car this weekend. Just go check one out at the library. Great, hey, thanks for the car. We pay for it, it's taxes, it's built into the whole system of how things work here, but we don't use it enough. So it sounds like lots of you do. But I encourage you, with the things I'm talking about, books and songs and different things, to just be like, all right, I'm just going to explore, ask, and develop relationships with the librarians there, the media specialists, to say, this is the theme, this is the topic, what do you got? I need this kind of song, that kind of song. I need songs that lead movement. And you just start exploring and coming home with tons of stuff. And sure enough, you'll go through a lot of it and be like, it doesn't connect with me or what you're looking for or whatever it is. So you sort through it. But the point is you're going to find tons of stuff. Some of these independent artists that I've been sharing, you're going to find stuff like that where you're like, I've never heard of this. Why have I never heard of this? Well, then it goes into the whole craziness of the corporate world of marketing and money. And I should not get into the big off topic with the whole messed up system, but there's so much great, independent, good stuff. And at the library, and I go to the Grand Rapids Public Library, and we check out usually as many as we can. We pay a lot of late fees because we miss getting stuff back on time, but it supports the library, and it's fine. But what's my point? You'll just find so much great stuff. The Grand Rapids Library in particular, so much great independent children's music. When people, if I ask you what's good children's music, you might just be like, well, what do I think of? What do it's just the first few things, network, cable kind of stuff, this, that. There's so much more. You just got to find it. All right, that's my spiel on the library. Basically, this is a whole bunch of me kind of yelling at you from time to time. So, cool. Okay, read books that can be sung. Here are some examples. There's lots of books that is already a song in mind, built around a song. Extended nursery rhymes. Humpty Dumpty sat on a... Yeah, so extended nursery rhymes, Ba Ba Black Sheep, we did a little bit of that with Brico earlier, the Eensy Wincy Spider. There's a lot of books that you can find and just, as a person, as a teacher, as a whatever, performer, all right, let's do this big, the Eensy Wincy, and just make it big and grandiose and fun. And, all right, Raffi books. Five Little Ducks. Anybody familiar with Raffi? Raffi's one of the more commonly known. A lot of us knew him as kids. Baby Beluga. Baby Beluga. A few of you. All right. Okay, etc. Books that are also songs. There's a lot of books, and especially, I'd say the last 10, 15 years, more and more picture books that are also songs. Years ago, 20, 30 years ago, some here and there, but there's so many things you can find. I've been talking about matching up. You've got a book, you've got a song, you kind of combining those things. But there's so many great things you can find that are with songs, packaged with CDs, or you go online and you download this track, Pete the Cat. Anybody know Pete the Cat? I like my blue shoes. All right. Some of you think I'm crazy there. Okay. This is Africa Calling.
The tombat queen of all she sees, hunting, prowling, lion growling.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
In the quiet solitude of dusk, elephant bears his mighty.
So it is the book as a song being sung. And so say you first read the book, then you play the song, or you first play the song and then the book. It doesn't matter exactly what order you do it in. And then once you learn the song, right, so you know the melody, you've got the song, so then it's, all right, I learned the song. Suspicious of each passing stranger, buffalo looks for signs of danger, cautiously eyeing buffalo spine. Oh my, oh my. And again, I'm even right there. I was singing it a little bit off key. Sometimes you gotta kind of find, where am I? What am I doing? But again, letting the music, inspire what you can do with it. Using the music, not using it. I love what Jim Gill says. With his CDs, and he has some DVDs, he'll say, okay, listen to the songs I've recorded, but then forget it, the technology, the CD players, the iPod. You know it, you sing it. And how valuable that is to have it come out of your own voice. So when you learn a song and you can just sing it on your own, go for it. Okay, that's that. Another idea, letting kids help you read the book, right? You've got a book, you're performing it, you're letting them help you perform it. What are some ways that kids can help you read it? Do you know the book, Go Dog Go, right? So you've got this book, and it says, dog. Big dog. Exactly. Some of you know the book and you knew right away. If you didn't know the book, you start to figure it out. So it's just giving kids space. Big dogs and little dogs, black and white dogs. Hello. Hello. Do you like my hat? I do not. So this is here, for example. One little dog going in, 3 big dogs coming out. So it's just finding those patterns, leaving that space, letting the kids help you read the book. All right. Guessing the rhyme. How many of you, when you've got a picture book or a poem or you're reading it, do you leave that space open for them to guess the rhyme? All right. Our book, Curious Glimpse of Michigan, we've got a poem that's written all in couplets. We like to sing it like this. Your job is to guess the rhyme. Michigan is a super state. I think it's really super. We've lots of rivers, lots of lakes. In the fall we use our over 56,000 square miles of land. The lower peninsula looks like a Lansing is our capital city. My oh my, our state is. Exactly, so it goes on through the whole poem. But just leaving that space. Going back to what I said earlier about just singing. For example, this song. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with wall. I just did it backwards. It was going to be tall. I meant to say the wall. Okay, try it again. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with farm. It is not your leg, it's your. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, oh, oh. I can find inside my mind something that rhymes with ring. It's something I like to do. It is sing. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, oh, oh. And I can find inside my mind something that rhymes with friend. It's this part of the song. It's the end. All right, so just leaving that space, making it a puzzle. That's a song by Billy Jonas, independent artist, North Carolina. We did that song on the Monkeys Go Marching CD. I don't have his website on the bottom of the page there, but Billy Jonas, awesome, great stuff. By the way, with anything I'm talking about, my email's up on the top of that handout. Feel free to email me and say, what was that one song or that poem or that puppet or that idea? I'd be happy to answer any questions following up later. Okay, so but guessing the rhyme, just leaving that space. And it's interesting. Sometimes kids will come up with words that are not in the book, but it rhymes and it works. Like, oh, you're right. And it's just, it's fun. Again, it all goes back to having fun. All right, finding books with repetitive structure. All right, you've got a book and you're reading it, and let the kids find the pattern of that book. So this is called Oh No Domino by Kim Adlerman. She wrote and illustrated the book. Her husband Danny made a song, and I did the reading on the CD. So what you're going to see a little bit of right here, or here, is the reading to this. So you're going to help me read this book. All right. So basically, this is Domino, and there's a boy that is going to play catch with Domino. They're going to go outside and play catch. So put a ball in your hand. We're going to get ready to throw this ball for Domino to go catch. Now there's a little cat here named Anna. Domino, let's play ball. Anna, cats can't catch. Sorry, dogs only. So we got that ball, and we're going to throw it and say, go, Domino! He's looking for the book. All right, we're in the book now. We've got the pattern that's about to develop. He's looking for that book, but he does not find, I said book, he's looking for the ball. You're like, what are you talking about, guy? He's looking for the ball, but he comes back not with the ball, but instead a flower. So here's what we say. Oh no, Domino. Say that together with your arms in the air. Oh no, Domino. That's not the ball. That's a flower. Get the ball, Domino. So he's looking for that ball. However, he's distracted. What do you think he sees? What do you think he might come back with? Sure enough. What do we say? Oh no, Domino. That's not the ball. That's in. Get the ball, Domino. He's looking again. He's looking, but now he seems to see something up in the sky. What do you think he's going to come back with now? I don't know. Let's find out. He's already there. You're right. What do we say? Oh, no, Domino. That's not the... Get them? So he's looking. That girl there, what is she doing? Domino's distracted again. What's going to happen now? Let's turn the page and find out. What do we say first? Oh, no! That's not the ball. That's a bubble. Get the ball, Domino. All right, now the book's getting silly. Sillier and sillier. What's he doing now? Do you think he's going to actually come back with that? Sure enough. What do we say? Get the ball, Domino. And he says, grrr. It's getting even crazier now because he's jumping up in the sky. What's he trying to get? For real? Think he'll get it? Sure enough. Nice and loud we say. And it says, that's definitely not the ball. That's the sun. It's okay, Domino. We'll find it tomorrow. Now, on the last page here, we see Anna. And Anna the cat says, meow. And what do you think we're going to find on the last page? Yep, and it says, aha, Anna. So say that with me, ready? Aha, Anna. I think she's done this a time or two. She's proved them wrong. So that is Oh No, Domino. Give yourselves a round of applause for helping to read Oh No, Domino. But you found the pattern pretty quickly, and kids, when they find that pattern, they're reading. They're successfully like, oh no, and you can perform it and do big and movements and everything. And we did earlier a song by Laurie Berkner, The Goldfish. It's this pattern. It comes back, and there's a point where it says, wait a minute, we're fish. We don't take showers. And by the end of the song, they found that pattern, and it's just, wait a minute. And it's just fun to see how it just clicks and how it just works. So finding repetition in books and really emphasizing that and leaving that space. Again, a lot of it comes down to just leaving the space to let the kids be part of it. Okay, rebus books. How many people know what a rebus book is? All right, a rebus book, such as this one, I'm Taking a Trip on My Train by Shirley Neitzel, Michigan author. It's simply where the words start to get replaced with pictures. And so, I'm taking a trip on my train. And so as kids look at this and you're reading it and they realize, wait a minute, And slowly, the idea is that the words slowly get replaced with pictures or adds more and more pictures, so that by the end, there's lots of them. And it's basically, I'm trying to find a good page, but basically it's that awareness of, wait a minute, that picture that's a code. The letters are a code. And it's just more and more figuring out the concept of reading the words, breaking the code, and figuring it out. So read his books. All right, acting out stories. Talking about performance, right? Performance arts. I've been talking mainly about puppets, music, but theatrically, all you can do, my background is not in acting specifically, and for me, I haven't personally pursued the full, official acting persona as much as the puppets and music, but with any book, picture books especially, to say, all right, we are going to create a script. We're going to adapt this to the stage. Have you done this at all with picture books? To just be like, we're going to perform this book. All right, what do we need? Maybe start by reading the book, and then just ask the kids, how do we perform this? And they say, okay, well, we need these characters, and we need these costumes, and we need this sound effect. And either let them decide it all, or you decide, okay, here's what we're going to do, and you have it all structured. Or you can buy a bunch of scripts and different things that are, officially created with this idea. But basically to look at a book and just say, all right, let's perform Africa Calling. How do we do this? Okay, who's going to be the lions? Who's going to be the elephants? Okay, what do the elephants do? Okay, oh, what if we had this? And you can make it a huge adventure production, or you could do it in 5 minutes. All right, what do we got? Yeah, use that for okay, that looks like, whatever it is, costumes, ideas. Now here's something specific, the Tomato Collection, the first book that I wrote. When I made this, I did not think of performing stuff. I was just writing, drawing. I'm going to talk a little bit later about making this book, but there's a story called Magui and Achugi. And it occurred to me one day, wait a minute, we can perform this. And so I'd have teachers in an assembly, all the kids in the gym, teachers, we'd act out or I had kids, sometimes kids would do it, sometimes teachers. It's just figuring out, okay, in the context, in the time frame of what you have, what you do, what makes sense. But I've realized it works best. I'll have 3 teachers come up, and they'll be the main characters. And I'll say, okay, your job is to perform this. So it's definitely just spur of the moment. Teachers are like, what are we doing? Go for it. And the idea is, okay, I'll read the story. Here's a little story about Magui Balooey, a baboon raccoon. And then eventually says, they swimmed and they swam. And then I added this little music. So they swimmed and they swam. They runned and they ran. And so then they're just like, we got to run. Okay. And it goes on. And then, wait, one day Papa Wizard, the magical lizard, declared, no more fun. That's your job. Say it. No more fun. And then they're just kind of going through it and bringing it to life. And the kids are having a great time because their teachers are hamming it up. And it brings it to life. So instead of me just reading the story, it's just spontaneously, what just happened? What was that? And again, we could go more in depth and say, okay, let's really plan this out and script it and structure it. But whatever works based on the time and the format and what you're trying to do. Now, for years, though, I did that with no music, just acting it out. And it was just simply thinking, wait, I've got some song clips. What would make sense? And adding just that music, it just brought it to life so much more. All right, so acting out stories. Okay, extending the stories. Looking at a book and say, okay, what can we do with this story to go further? Most commonly, people do, arts and crafts, right? Build something, create something. But here's some other ideas. Write a new ending to a book. So you've got a book, and maybe it's books you've already used with kids for quite a while, and you just say, okay, we get to the certain point, and it's, you know what? We know the ending, but what's another way this could end? Or if it's the first time you're reading a book to kids, you just, before you get to the end, just pause. How is this going to end? And then again, if you just talk about it, you perform it, you create it, you could make it big, long, short thing. But it's just pausing to, what do we think the ending is? And then let's find out what the author did. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. Read the book backwards. I was at a library show once to see a puppeteer perform, and I'm going to find the icky, sticky bubble gum. Where'd it go? There it is. And as he was waiting for the show to start, the official showtime, he was just kind of standing there, and he took a book off a bookshelf, and he looked at the kids and said, okay, we're going to start our show in a little bit. But while we're waiting, come on in, come on in, we're going to start. Okay. And he said, okay, here's this book. We're going to read this. You ready? And he kind of made it dramatic, backwards. Okay, once upon a time, there was a chicken. Suddenly, this big bear, and so you're just making up the story based on the illustrations. Or just, you turn the page and you say to the kids, what happens next? And so the backwards illustrations create a whole new story. So read the book backwards, perform the book backwards. All right, there's a lot of books that you can take further. through the concept. We've already done some songs like this, with Down by the Bay, right? What animal should we put in? The monkeys go marching. What animal should we be? You can take it further. Here's some more kind of specifics, I guess. Woodchuck. In fact, this came up in Brico's little thing. And by the way, with that idea of just kind of wordplay, there it is. With Brico, to just have words, some moments go really well. Like, yes, I know what to do with that word. Or, oh, it came quickly. There are definitely times where it's, got nothing. It means, again, you just go with it, you have fun with it, or you figure out something and just quickly move on to the next thing. But I'm off topic because Brico was talking about butterfly, woodchuck. How many people have ever said, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So we can take this further pretty quickly. That's the whole premise of the book. Let's have Jacob join us again just for fun to sing a little bit of this. You'll also see a sketch by each artist as they worked on their illustration. All right, Jacob, welcome back. You ready? I thought we should have you join us real quick.
All right. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
As much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
And how much butter could a buttercup cup if a buttercup could cup butter?
As much butter as a buttercup could if a buttercup could cup butter. All right, I'm going to leave off some of these words for you to fill in. Ready?
How much fruit could a fruit bat if a fruit bat could bat fruit?
As much fruit as a fruit bat could if a fruit bat could bat.
How much straw could a strawberry berry if a strawberry could berry straw?
As much straw as a strawberry could if a strawberry. Nicely done. Excellent. So you get the idea. We're going to take it further, Jacob. I just stopped the song there because I want to just get right to this next part. What are some other words we could come up with to take this further? Who's got an idea? We already had, in fact, earlier we had butterfly. Sailboat. All right, let's do sailboat. In fact, Jacob, why don't I do this? I'm going to write these down because I want to try to get a few of these. I don't want to forget them. I have a feeling you want to do a trick before you go. All right, one more trick from Jacob. 3. Which trick are you doing? This is magic trick. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! It's a very old puppet joke, Jacob. You don't think they know how? I don't know, Jacob. All right, so sailboat, I heard. Let's do another one. Compound words work the best, officially, technically, but the book itself is not all compound words. So, sailboat, and what's the next one going to be? Orange peel. All right, so we're taking this book further. Orange peel, sailboat. Okay, this time, I want you to think of very hard to pronounce words. Words that are just strange, unusual. Shish kebab. Hors d'oeuvre. We're all set. Here we go. Ready? Sing along with me. Sailboats. Don't worry about making a mistake. Go big. Make sure you mess up a little bit. Ready? Here we go. Sailboat. How much sail could a sailboat boat if a sailboat could boat sail? As much sail as a sailboat could if a sailboat could boat. Orange peel. How much orange could an orange peel peel if an orange peel could peel orange? As much orange as an orange peel could if a shish kebab. Are you ready? Here we go. How much shishka could a shish kebab bob if a shish kebab could bob shishka? As much shishka as a shish kebab could if a shish kebab could bob shishka. Hors d'oeuvre. How much ore could an hors d'oeuvre if an hors d'oeuvre could d'oeuvre ore? As much hors as. Nicely done. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, so the concept, though, is just finding books that you can take further, things that, create patterns, structures. Buried this book. This book is a book called I Remember, all poems based on memories. And when I wrote this, very intentionally, the plan was write your own memories. We all have memories. So I want to read one of them for you. It's my personal favorite poem in this book. It's called The Best Snack. I think I got a picture. Yes, I do. Joe's mom made the best snack. It was a bowl of bananas, milk, and sugar on top. One day, I asked her for the recipe. That's the end of the poem. And so the idea, though, is to have kids write their own poems. So here's some poems based on memories, taking the idea further. I remember when I got to drive the tractor. My dad told me to put it away. I hit the barn, and then my dad yelled at me. I never drove again. I remember when my mom hit a deer. I was snoozing along in the car when all of a sudden there was this big bump. It definitely woke me up. One of the lights was gone. The other one was cracked. We had deer hair stuck up in the top of the car. My mom was shocked. The next day, we went back to the spot where we hit the deer. It was dead. It was nothing but yuck. It was bloody. I bet it was a girl. One last one. This is a whole book modeled after the book. Little drawing here. So, one time I had a fish. It died, of course. Fish don't live that long. But I hated the fish anyway. It was small and boring. Not that much fun. That is why I wanted a dog. You may have noticed there's a pattern of like sadness and despair. But not all the memories are like that. It's just the ones I was gravitated to, I guess. But I love just kind of that last little one-liner, just kind of that, whatever. And just simple, taking it further. And then again, with, the things I'm talking about, music, puppetry, performance, whatever the content is, how can you make it big, dramatic, fun? Or have the kids say, okay, read your memory. How do you want to read it? Do you want to make it big and bold and or simple? Oh, I missed my slide there. Student examples. But yeah, okay. I want to move to this quickly. Look for websites with free resources and activity guides. Lots of the books and music and the things you're already doing in your classroom or plan to do, just look at what you got and say, okay, is there more available? Is there more to this? There's whoever wrote or illustrated or drawn or created or the musician, just take the time to say, let's look at their website and see what's there. Chances are you're going to find a whole bunch of resources and realize, great, I love that song, I love this, I love this. Or if you have ideas, maybe you're working with a song or a poem or a puppet or a concept, and you say, hey, I want to let this person know. I love hearing from people when they say, oh, this poem, this song, this idea, this is what we do. Great. And so, however, just through websites, social media, you can interact with all the resources that are out there. With the Michigan book, I'll just show you quick, we put together an activity guide. With all our books and music, we have activity guides and concepts of what you can do with them, hopefully. And so just real quick, showing a few things that the students did. I think modeling a book and CD, a poem, a puppet, a project is a great way for kids to just say, I get it, I could try this, I can do that. With taking it further, the woodchuck, to say, oh, that's what they did, we can do it too. In fact, there's going to be a sequel to this one coming out, and I just finished up the illustration for Spaceship. How much space could a spaceship ship if a spaceship could ship space? So I got spaceships in outer space, and they've got parking spaces, office space, white space, and outer space. That was the idea. All right. Okay, ideas are everywhere. As we've got about half hour left here, I want to talk about different ways to get ideas, because I think ultimately a lot of times what kids struggle with the most when you say, okay, write, draw, create, perform, whatever it is you're working on, and throughout the whole curriculum too. I'm focusing mainly on writing or poetry, but with math and science and how everything overlaps, it's just the content, and then how do you perform it, create it, express it, what do you do with it? But for me, I've been doing a lot of things that are meant to be open-ended to really let the audience lead, the kids, the classroom, whatever it is. And for me, it's so much more fun. For years, I mentioned earlier with Jacob, he would lip-sync to a song, and so we would be performing the song, I guess, right? Performing, dee-dee-dee-dee. But I did the same thing over and over and over. And I just started to kind of get bored with it, and I realized, well, it's because I'm doing the same thing. I need to try new things. I need to push myself. And so I've been trying to create things that are more open-ended. This book is this conversation of these two characters. Like, what it is? No, it's not. It's a rectangle. It's a rectangle. And the book ends just by saying, is it possible? And that's kind of a whole thing in itself. But can you think it? Open-ended ideas, a lot of the things we've been doing today. But ideas are everywhere. Being open, vulnerable, trying things, failing at a lot of things. It takes a lot of time. And so I want to share with you just a little bit about how I started writing the tomato collection and the concept of ideas are everywhere. This little notepad that I have with me, I keep it with me because you never know when something's going to spark an idea. And I tell kids, when you get an idea, when you think of something, you notice something, write it down. That's the biggest thing, is just to write those ideas down, to catch them, to save them. Ideas are everywhere. This poem, in fact, I use kind of as like a little theme song. It says, can you see them? Do you see them? They got to be around. Can you see them? Do you see them? Up and down and all around, they simply must be found. To the left, to the right, up and down, day and night. Can you see them? Do you see them? They got to be around. Can you see them? Do you see them? They simply must be found. And so what is Jacob looking for? In the context of what I said, I kind of set this up a little bit. But kids usually say he's looking for his shoes, his friends. He's looking for the wheel to that. He's looking for ideas. Ideas are everywhere. We just got to find them. So, like I've already said, I use a little notepad to capture ideas, jot it down, just write a few words, a phrase, what could that be? Where could that become? I think kids and ourselves, we just make things more complicated than it needs to be. Or we'll think, that idea is not good enough, or that concept of trying that in with a class, that could fail or that could mess up. You got to try lots of things to see what fits. So I'm going to go through this kind of fast, but here's a poem called The Couch. One day I was talking to a friend, and I said, Bill, I'm working on a book of poetry. What could I write about? And he said, write a poem about a couch who eats people. All right. Thank you, Bill. So we did it. Asking friends and family when we made this Michigan book, hey, what's something you know about Michigan? One friend said, where I grew up, we have the world's largest weather vane. Cool. Ended up making it in the book. Write about how you're feeling. I tell kids, if you're happy, sad, frustrated, use those feelings, those emotions to write about what you're feeling. So that was the case for The Sun Will Always Float. Real life experiences. This right here, this photo, by the way, sometimes people ask me, aren't you embarrassed about that photo of you wearing just a diaper and some boots? And I say, nah, I'm not embarrassed about that. Do you know why? Yeah, it's not me, that's my sister. I thought I had a photograph of my sister. I think I took it out of this file. But I'm the youngest of three. I have two older sisters. But sometimes people think the kids in this book are my kids. It's my sisters and I when we were kids. But here are my kids. I showed you earlier, but a couple more. They've inspired lots of things. My daughter, Maria, who I'll show you in a second. Actually, hold that thought. Carlos, he's 9. He just got his green belt in karate. That was pretty exciting. But inspiring so many ideas, quirky, goofy, fun, awesome little guy. Maria, I was going to say, she just wrote a song the other day. You want to hear it? Spring, summer, I like spring, summer, fall, no winter. I like spring, summer, fall, no winter. I thought it was a pretty fun song. I see it. All right, so anyways, but my point is that we make things too complicated. The fact that Maria just started singing this little song because she woke up and there's snow. Why is there snow here? And so it inspired that song, and so she went with it. So I'm hoping that as the kids grow up and just in general working with kids, to create environments of just sing, write, draw, perform, have fun, and not overcomplicate it. So again, ideas from real life, taking all these ideas and then slowly figuring out, okay, which one fits, which one makes sense, which one works, which performance technique, which puppet, which concept, which, just trying lots of things. Okay, so Pumpkin Belly, I was just eating pumpkin seeds and thought, they grow pumpkins, led to writing a poem. Eyebrow trick. This was a memory. I remember a day my grandpa gave me some advice. Let me read you this poem, and then I'll tell you the advice he gave me. The poem goes like this. They say that going bald comes from your mother's dad. So if that's really true, well, I don't have a chance. So I've decided not to wait. The time to act is now. So what I'm going to do is grow out each eyebrow. And once they've grown out long, I'll comb them back real slick. And then I'll look real good. Feel free to use my trick. So what I remember is my grandpa said to me when I was like 8, 9 years old, he said, Kevin, someday the hair on your forehead will be gone, and you will look a lot like your grandpa. However, if you start concentrating on growing out your eyebrows, you might be able to grow them long enough to comb over your forehead. Well, he's right, and the eyebrows have not really grown a little bit. There's a couple long ones, but that memory inspired the poem. And then that little book of memory, the little poetry book earlier, all those were just memories, just ordinary, simple kind of things. Okay, now I want to get to Natalie and Norwood. And it ties into what I just said of how we overcomplicate things. When I wrote this poem, Natalie, what I was doing was writing the first things that popped into my head, and just randomly. So here's how this first part turned out, and I'll tell you more. It says, Natalie sat in her bed and began to think. She thought of the little squirrel who bought a big red car to drive to the ocean. She thought of 14 laughing turtles building sand castles. She dreamed of clowns who wear business suits and sing about coffee tables as they make those balloon animal things. Natalie sat in her bed and dreamed. And it continues with more dreams. We see Natalie later in the book. I wanted this to kind of tie the whole book together, these poems. Here it says, she dreamed of angels with bashful flowers and silent wings dancing around her. And we see her again and again with more dreams. I can't find it now, but throughout the book. So what I'm saying, though, is I just wrote whatever was in my head. So let's do this together right now. Ready? Natalie dreamed of being in an auditorium filled with alligators and pineapples. She dreamed that the pineapples got in an argument with cheese balls. Did I hear cheese balls over here? Okay. They started to argue, the pineapples, the cheese balls. Suddenly, a fireman burst in. He took his hose and decided to spray her with marshmallow fluff. The cheese balls said, "Oh no." The pineapple said, "Don't worry, I'll save you." Natalie dreamed of building a boat out of what? Twizzlers. She hopped on her Twizzler boat. She was going down the river. Suddenly, she looked to the shore and saw Jimmy John's and the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny was eating Jimmy John's, the California vegetarian one with the sprouts are gone, sadly, but the hummus, the guacamole, the bunny wouldn't eat like a ham sandwich, right? At Jimmy John's would be the vegetarian one. All right, okay. Natalie dreamed, right from the start, you tell me. Natalie dreamed she was running a marathon. And so great, we could keep going and going and going, and that's the point, is to just let it out. And sometimes you write something, you perform something, you do it like spontaneously with an audience, with kids, you'd be like, all right, and then you can start acting it out, you could do this or that, to just let that imagination go, and for kids to feel like, my idea was okay, my idea worked. It's just, to just say right now, it's about coming up with lots of things. That theme I've kind of said a few times, but lots of things. And then when I was writing the poem, it was, okay, now let's narrow this down, let's rearrange, let's think, wait, this sounds more interesting. The flow of the words, alliteration, different techniques, different things. But to start with, just get it out there. Okay, here's some illustrations. I chose not to illustrate what her dreams look like. Here's the big red squirrel driving to the ocean. Here's a new lyric, like we've been working on together too. Natalie dreamed of a butterfly-filled room where pigs do the disco dance. Here it says, Danielle sat in her bed and dreamed. She dreamed of dinosaurs riding bikes. She dreamed of horses fixing cars and dogs walking people. Danielle sat in her bed and dreamed. All right, so it can keep going and going. All right, let's move on to another one. Norwood. Norwood is a character in the Tomato Collection, and I built him out of some stuff, just like Ollie Winston. I showed you that puppet earlier. Norwood is built out of wire, wheels, odds and ends. Here's his poem. It says, I thought and thought and thought of what this poem should be. I wrote down my ideas, but none seemed right to me. And it says Norwood's a little bit embarrassed that he's in the book without a real poem. He would like it if anyone has any ideas to please write him a real poem. So we're going to do that together right now. There's no right or wrong answers. You decide. Let's go quickly on this. Where is Norwood from today? You decide. Where's he from? Jersey. All right. What does Norwood like to do? Eat cake. What type of cake? Is it unusual? Is it common? Anyone? What was it? Marble. Marble. Is it like actual marbles that you roll? Sure. Sure, I like that. Yeah, sure. Marble cake. All right. He likes to eat marble cake. What else does he like to do? Juggle. All right. What does he juggle the most? Cupcakes. We've got a theme here. Marble cake, cupcakes. Okay. How old is Norwood? Say 52? 82. Did he just turn 82, or is he like almost 83? Just turned 82? Okay. What is something about Norwood that we do not know about him until we get to know him? So it's like what he's interested in, who he is, what is he passionate about. This may surprise us. We may think, wow, I didn't expect that. Okay, we'll take a couple. What was it you said? He likes to, is he a ballet dancer, or does he go watch? He likes to dance the ballet. What did we say back there? He likes to break dance. He's a dancer, so he likes to dance. Is he a ballet break dancer? He is a ballet break dancer. Pickle juice shots? I don't know if we have room to fit that all in the... I'll see what I can do. Pickle juice. I'm out of space in the pickle juice shots. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Here's a poem as a song performed with your ideas. This is Norwood, he's from Jersey. He loves to eat marble cake and he loves to juggle cupcakes. His favorite food, I forgot to ask you that, sorry, he's 82 years old. But my favorite thing about him is he's a ballet break dancer with pickle juice shots. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That was your Norwood poem. Give yourselves a round of applause. There was a question I missed in the middle, I realized there, but we made it work. And so that's our rough draft, right? A sloppy copy, it's spontaneous, it's getting ideas out. It's so sad to see when kids are just stifled and like, I don't know what to write, what do I do? Or they feel pain with it. They feel like, oh, this is stressful. To try to figure out ways to just have fun. Again, going back to having fun, giving a structure, a platform, a process to go from, build your own stuff out of junk. Build some stuff in and just say, what can we build? What can we create? What can we do? Now, as a side note, I should mention this quickly. I'm talking about all these ideas. And you may think, well, that's cool and all, but it doesn't really fit into what I have to teach with all the process, the requirements of this, that. Basically, figure out how you can sneak it in, or how you can take these concepts and apply them to whatever the curriculum is, or especially transitional things, or more or less, if anything, to even just fight for the arts and say, we need this, we need more of this. And so I understand as I'm saying some of these things, you may feel like, but I don't know how this fits in yet. And you're all in different places with what you're doing and what you teach and plan to teach. But that's my little tangent. All right, here's some poems for Norwood. Ready? Norwood, 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 why are you embarrassed? Is it because you have no poem or because your parts are showing? All this metal and all these screws, that's what makes me very different than you. I have no hair, I have no heart. If you took one of my screws, I'd fall apart. Okay. Modeling poems, go through this kind of quickly. A tree without a trunk, again, just more ways to get ideas, having fun, modeling stuff, basing stuff on things, ways to get ideas. This poem says, where to go? A tree without a trunk. A lake without the water, tomorrow without today. A song without a sound, and June without 1st May. It'd be a crazy thing if everything was this way. But maybe it will happen. I'm sure that some will say. So here's some student writing. A world without people. A school without a teacher, a book without some words, a zoo without a creature, a sky without some birds. How it would be crazy if things were just like this, but it could never happen because the little things we'd miss. So it's cool when the student writing is better than the original poem. A car without a motor, a cat without hair, a glass without water, a class without a teacher, a flower without some petals. If the world was like this, people would be mad, the kids would be glad there was no school, the cats would be cold, and the people would be thirsty. By Jessica. All right. Few more thoughts and comments and ideas. Bring your favorite books to class. Here's a concept of, you've got books and things, right, that you're using with your kids, and you say, okay, here it is, and they see it as, okay, this is the stuff you want us to know and do, and it's what you're presenting to them. Bring some books to the class that you just kind of have that you're not really necessarily using in the class. Or say the kids are coming in and you're just there reading some books and then you put them away and they see them like, well, why didn't you, what? And the idea of, wait, you're reading because you want to read? Oh, like, yeah, it's great books. I remember them when I was a kid, or these are some of my favorites, or yeah, if you want to read them. So I love to just show, let kids see you reading. I love to show students some of my favorite books that have inspired me, and it's fun when I go through books and they go, yay, we know that one. And I can always tell a really good school when I'll go through this, and the kids be like, yay, this book, and they get all excited. So fairy tales, fables, and Where the Sidewalk Ends. Those 3 books very specifically inspired me as I was writing the Tomato Collection. Some of my favorite poetry books, A Kick in the Head, Zoo's Who, Love That Dog. I often like this book. It's a whole different approach to a poetry book. And it's like, wow, how did they think of that? The Stinky Cheese Man. This is one where I wait for people to cheer, where a school goes, yay! If a school cheers for this book, you're in a good place. That book very specifically inspired us with the Michigan book. So many things you can do with that from a performance standpoint, to act out different things. There's all these short little goofy things. So I don't write chapter books, but I like to read them. Holes, The Phantom Toll Booth, James and the Giant Peach, The Giggler Treatment. Anybody know that one? It's fun. Hatchet, Shiloh. I remember as a kid reading Henry Huggins. I remember in 4th grade pulling it off a shelf. What is this? I remember The Mouse and the Motorcycle. I got a few head nods. Usually there's a woohoo, Ralph. I remember Harry the Dirty Dog as a kid. I remember the Sweet Pickle series books as kids. Anybody remember Sweet Pickle series? Yeah? Oh, yeah, good. All right. Okay, so let kids see you reading. The concept of just don't feel like you're if everything they see is what you're saying they need to know, that's their world. So create a mystery to it, like, oh, what are you reading? What are you doing? All right, tournament of books. Has anybody done a tournament of books, like a battle of the books, a battle of poems? Take like a whole sports kind of thing, like, okay, this one, vote. How many of this? Who's going to win? Make it a big tournament. A lot of different ways you can do tournaments of books. But all right, here's what I want to do. I want to show you a couple things about making the tomato collection, but I feel like I've been talking for a while. I've been talking too long. Everybody stand up. And this is a concept too. As you're working with kids and you feel like this has been going too long, we got to move, we got to do something to physically get you up and moving. All right, what song should we do? How about, I didn't think through what song I'm going to do. Anybody have an idea? What's a song that's like a movement-based song that anyone knows? The Hokey Pokey. You ready? You put your left arm in, you put your left arm out. You put your left arm in and you shake it all about. You do the Hokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Yeah! You put your right self in, you put your right arm out. You put your right arm in and you shake it all about. You do the Hokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Okay, sit back down. It's kind of anticlimactic. Sorry. That was awkward for a minute. You're like, what? All right. But the point of just kind of getting up and moving, right? If we get settled in too long, we get settled in. So to just get up and moving, crossing the midline, breathing, physical, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Writing takes time. Show students your rough draft. This doesn't apply as much to the focus of today. But here's why I made the tomato collection. That journal given to me by my grandma. And it took me 4 years to write. The first things I wrote was, hi, this is my new book. I don't know what I'm going to write in it. I guess I'll know when it's done. And so filling up 5 different journals, writing, drawing, thinking of possibilities eventually led to this little book right here. This is the first copy of the tomato collection. It's called Just Short Poems. And I kept thinking about it, adding, changing, fixing, wondering, copy number 2, copy number 3, followed by 4, 5, 6. It's fun to have kids count to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this, though, right now, specifically was if you're teaching writing, to be a writer, to show your journals, your process. Kids think that someone writes something, and it's written perfectly, and they sat down and wrote it, and they're an author because they had the ability to sit down and write it, and here it is. So the more you can show, the more you can be writers alongside with them. And I know writing's not as much the focus today, but basically show students the process, how you make stuff, write with them, be along that process. Let them see or find stuff. When you see different books, see what you can find online to show that behind-the-scenes stuff, to really let kids see the behind-the-scenes process, to understand, oh, it does take work. It is hard. It is, okay, it is obtainable if you keep working. And I often go back then to this to kids to say, it all began for me with that journal. How many of you have a journal? In most schools, it was great. In most schools, the kids have journals. And when I was a kid, I don't remember having a journal. But to write, to draw, to have space, to let your kids say, you got an idea? Write it. Do it right now. And inspire them to want to document their ideas. Someone once said to me, they read in a book, I wish I knew what the book was or what the source was, but the difference between creative people and non-creative people is that creative people write down their ideas. Meaning we've all got stuff rolling through our head, but what do we choose to do with it? And so everybody can do it. Have journals for your kids. Have a place where they know they can create and explore, and especially have a place that's not analyzed or criticized or said it's right or wrong. And in that confidence through writing, drawing, music, performing, puppeteering, whatever it may be, and just in life, just confidence, I guess is what it comes down to really give them space to express their ideas. All right, here's what everything comes down to. Don't forget to have fun. Watch this. That's fun. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're right on track, perfect for time here. I'm going to invite Justin to come up. Justin's the other half of the Cooper Fly Puppet Troupe. We're going to do a little song here just for fun, especially at the end of the day when you're working with your kids and you feel like you've got this testing or this or that and you feel like, oh, things are just heavy. If you can, at the end of the day, just be like, all right, we're going to have fun, whatever it may look like, whatever type of performance, creativity, imagination, games, whatever, to have fun so that the kids then, at the end of the day, they go home with that feeling, right? If they go home with us, oh man, this place is, but even if you have those days where it's, if you can say, let's have fun, oh, thanks for the microphone, I forgot. They're going to remember that. They're going to kind of leave on that was fun, all right, I want to come back to this place. So we're going to just do a song here, another song here for fun, right?
How do I sound? Can you guys hear me all right?
We can hear him. Excellent. All right, I want you to meet Edgar. Hey, Edgar.
Can you hear me?
I think so. Let's move this out of the way. We got to get you in the light. We got you right over there. We go. All right. Edgar, we're towards the end of the program here.
You brought me in late.
Well, no, I didn't bring you in late. I was thinking that this would be the perfect time for you to join us. I should give you a more proper introduction?
I'll handle it.
Oh, okay.
Hello. My name's Edgar. It's Edgar Sinclair. It's after my mom. Her name's Claire.
You ready?
I took care of the introduction.
Excellent. We're going to sing a song. After we do the song, then we'll find out if there's some questions, some more. But
What song are we doing?
I was thinking we should sing Chocolate.
Uno, dos, tres.
That's the one.
That one?
That's the one. Everybody ready? Get your hands like this. You'll see what to do. Here we go. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate. Should we have them stand up, Edgar?
I thought they should do that on their own.
Everybody stand up. They were just waiting. They were just kind of like, okay, let's see how this works. Okay,
Those chairs must be comfy.
They are comfortable chairs. We're going to go a little faster.
Just a little bit.
A little faster. Ready? Your job is to clap your hands to those sounds. Chocolate. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate.
That's harder to keep up with.
I know, but I think we should go even faster.
Okay.
You ready? Told them to have fun, and they're just like, oh gosh, is this over yet?
2 hours is a long time.
I know, it is a long time. It is time. Here we go. Faster. Ready? Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate. Faster. Ready? Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate.
I'm getting dizzy.
I know. Should we go as fast as we possibly can go then and be done?
Let's not be done, but
Okay,
we
not
can
be
go
done.
as fast
Just-
as we can.
You're right. Good point. Good point. As fast as we can. Ready? Concentrate. Focus. I was getting focused. Another thing.
That was too fast.
That was fast. Okay, you're right. We're not done. How did you do that?
You can't fly?
No.
No, you just fly
Okay.
by the seat of your pants.
I do. I do. Let's try this in slow motion. Uno, dos. Medium motion. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate. Regular speed with an opera voice.
La.
Very nice.
I didn't hear them.
Everybody, opera voice, ready?
La. I heard them that time.
It's beautiful. Ready? Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, go.
Chocolate, chocolate, bate, bate, chocolate.
Who has an idea? How should we sing it? Robot. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, bate, 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 bate. Chocolate. Thank you. Who's got the next idea? Let's do two more to finish up the song. Maybe it's a type of animal.
They're out of ideas.
Maybe. What? A whale. That was eerily well done. We got to get into it though now. Ready? Okay, you help. Will you lead this one?
Yeah.
We'll do it. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, ready?
That sounded more like a dog.
I went for it.
There's dogfish.
Dogfish?
But they don't sound like that, though.
What do they sound like? Okay, last one.
Fish make noise.
Oh,
Glub, glub.
glub.
Glub. Fish goes glub.
Don't go there. All right. Last one. How do we finish this? What was it? A woof. Ready? Loud woofs or quiet woofs?
Oh, it's gotta be loud.
It's got to be loud. All right. We're almost done, sir. Here we go. Ready? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, Edgar.
Are you telling me to get off stage?
No. You guys can take your seats. We are right at the end. Does
Well,
anybody?
I am gonna. Oh, should I stay for questions?
I was wondering that maybe someone has a question for you, Edgar. We are at the end of the time. What it all comes down to is we hope you have fun and oh, I forgot to put your picture up. Look at that, Edgar. I got a picture of you. That's you. I put that on the last
Who's the
minute.
dude behind me?
We've talked about this, Edgar. I'm your human.
That's great. So, does anybody have a question for Edgar or a question in general as we wrap up our time? Yes, in the back, sir.
You kept talking about crossing the midline.
Yes.
What do you mean by it?
Crossing the midline, basically when this half of your body goes to this half. You might have been out of the room at the start. Did you sneak out for a little bit?
Well, it's just
Yeah.
you bring your left arm to your right side. Anything that uses one side of the body on the other side makes the brain think harder.
Yeah, and it's great for literacy,
talk.
reading left to right. Like you said, Edgar, left brain, right brain. I cut you off, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, and I would recommend you just Google, search Cross the Midline, and find the books that people know what they're talking about. Whereas we're the people dancing, crossing the midline, and just know that we're building stronger brains, and so we
We like to do.
Yeah. Other questions?
There's one there.
Yeah. Who's for Ed? Okay, Edgar. Whose beard came first?
Mine did.
He's actually right. His beard did come first.
Yeah, actually, go look at. Well, he had a little beard in here.
The little beard there, and I've gone from no beard as well.
I've always had a beard.
Kind of so that you look like your pets.
I think that's what happened.
I'm not his pet.
Yeah.
We work together, Edgar, I know.
Yep.
I don't
Oh,
think.
Justin is Edgar's pet? Yeah. This is getting pretty deep.
A
And
little
pretty,
too deep.
Yeah.
This is when you make puppets eerie.
Yeah. There's a few people. Yeah. Well, actually, Becky asked the question, and you raised your hand, right, on public? Yeah. He's growing on you. Yeah. Good work. All right. Any scholarly questions that we can pretend to, yeah. What they're doing in a creative sense, or performance, or education? Oh, thank you. Do I understand you asking, are there schools that we've kind of like got relationships with or connections? Or yeah, there's definitely places that we go back to, and pointing at Becky.
Doesn't Becky teach?
Yeah, Palmer Elementary.
Palmer.
We did a residency there, and it's in our neighborhood. We live around the
She
corner.
still talks to us.
Yeah, Becky still likes us, right? She said we're growing on her.
That's me.
You're growing on her.
You've already grown on her.
Yeah.
That's another topic.
Jacob?
Isn't Jacob your favorite?
Okay, yeah. Yeah. But like, I appreciate you asking that. And yeah, it's fun to, I started in 1999 doing this, and over the years, it's been fun to be connected and be part of the community of Grand Rapids and Michigan and around the country, different places where we're connected. And
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Would there be a way that you'd like to talk to us more, like more than just email? Like a better method for you to for teachers to communicate with us?
like a way that we could communicate with schools more regularly, consistently? Like
I
a way
always
to
like to
create
get
a stronger
ideas from them.
relationship between?
Because I know sometimes emails are real impersonal.
Edgar, maybe you should just like, you should hit the road on your own and like just pop into a school and be like, hey, Yeah.
Us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we definitely, this is full-time job for myself, my wife, and Justin, and the kids. We work, travel, and go to schools, libraries, festivals, conferences, and we love doing it. And every place is different, and in fact, as teachers, working with every class and student, it's always a different scenario. And there's times where you just feel like, what is going on? Why is this not connecting with this person or this group or this? We did the same thing we did yesterday. And so it's just kind of adapting, being flexible. And it kind of goes to what I said earlier about just trying to be vulnerable and say, all right, how do we adapt? How do we this, that? I don't know if I'm answering your question or going off on a tangent, but okay. Well, feel free to correspond at any point, kind of like what you just said. Feel free to keep in touch. And thank you, Matt, for inviting us to be part of this. And we do have some books and CDs available if you're interested in the back. Be happy to autograph those for you and be happy to stay in touch.
I should go so I can help with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Edgar.
Bye.
See you later. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause for being fun. And I want to hand it over to Matt for wrapping things up.